Week 2 of the PlayStation Store's massive holiday sale is live right now, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at 10 awesome deals as a part of that sale under the price of $10. Now we're looking at 7 deals that were newly added as a part of Week 2, but we're also going back to some of the offerings from Week 1 that are still available. 3 games are coming at you from last week, but all of these games will be at under the price of $10. Without further ado, let's get right into it, and let's start things off with The Evil Within, which is available for $9.99. Now, of course, The Evil Within last year had a sequel released to it, The Evil Within 2, and I would say that game is considerably better than the first title, but still goes for a relatively hefty price. You're going to be paying at least $20 to $30 for that game. However, the first game is available for $9.99, and the first game is very, very good. It's still a good survival horror game that has a very intricate story and a very atmospheric and immersive world. This was done by Shinji Mikami and Tango Gameworks, and the team over there did a fantastic job with the game, and it really does build upon with The Evil Within 2, so after you play this game, that'll probably get you eager to try out The Evil Within 2 as well. I would start off with the first game, especially because once you play The Evil Within 2, it might be hard to go back to the first one, so play the first one and then start the second one after that. Moving on from that, this might be the best and one of the most underrated deals as a part of this entire sale, and that is Castlevania Requiem for $9.99. Castlevania Requiem is a very recent release, and it compiles Castlevania Rondo of Blood as well as Castlevania Symphony of the Night, two of the best games in the franchise, at least considered by fans. Symphony of the Night by many is considered to be the best in the entire Castlevania franchise, and that says a lot because we've had some tremendous Castlevania games across a litany of platforms. When you look at the PS1 offerings, the PS2 games, the games available on the GBA and Nintendo DS, there have been so many great Castlevania games, but Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night really stick out, and while Requiem doesn't give them a gigantic facelift, they are still two exceptional games that hold up rather well today. If you just want to revisit these games, this is a great way to do so. The initial $19.99 price point may have pushed some people away, but now that it's available for $9.99, without a doubt, that's a great buy, essentially $5 a pop for each game. You definitely can't go wrong with that. Moving on from that, we have Star Wars Battlefront 2 for $7.49. Now, Star Wars Battlefront 2 was one of the most controversial games of this year. I put it right up there with games like Metal Gear Solid 5, but Battlefront 2 may have even had that game beat out just because of everything that went on. The negative reception was kind of just established by EA due to all of the microtransactions, and all of the negativity surrounding this game led to this title not doing all too well from a commercial standpoint. If you were to tell me 5 years ago that EA was going to release 2 Star Wars Battlefront games and both of them would be received pretty poorly for a wide variety of different reasons, I would have said that you're crazy, but lo and behold, here in 2018, and that's kind of what has happened. However, with Star Wars Battlefront 2, at this point, the game is actually pretty good. It's got a decent amount of content, and it really did build upon the first title, and the issues with all of the microtransactions have been remedied. It's just feeling the lasting effects of what happened, but as far as judging the game fundamentally for what it is, $7.49 for Battlefront 2, I would say is well worth it. Moving on from that, we have Life is Strange Before the Storm Deluxe Edition. That is also available for $7.49, and this is a prequel to Life is Strange. Specifically, it's set 3 years prior to the events of Life is Strange, and I would recommend you to play the first title before you check out Life is Strange Before the Storm. Life is Strange Before the Storm, just like the first title, is a very mature story-driven adventure. Now, the difference with Before the Storm compared to the first title is this is only 3 episodes, so it's a shorter experience. However, it still encapsulates a very strong and emotionally moving story that, if you enjoyed the first game, Before the Storm is going to be right up your alley. $7.49 is a great buy for it, and this is another one of those deals that is going a little bit under the radar, especially with Life is Strange 2 going on right now. That's getting more attention, but I would recommend you to go back and give Life is Strange Before the Storm a look, and the deluxe edition for $7.49 is a good pickup. Next up, I wanted to give a recommendation to This Is the Police. It's all the way down to just $2.99, and I really wanted to give it a recommendation based on that price point. This is a great price for This Is the Police, which is a game that's very interesting. However, it's not perfect. I'll tell you what I liked about the game, and that's the plot and the design. The story in this game is awesome, and it's very interesting. Essentially, it's about a police officer that's about to retire, and he needs to make as much money as possible in a variety of different ways for you to tackle. The game offers a lot of variety from the get-go, however, that diminishes greatly as you play the game more and more, and I felt like the game became a little bit repetitive. However, the experience in This Is the Police is so unique, no other game really offers anything similar to it, and has that really good management and choice-driven style of experience. And given the fact that it is down to just $3 right now, this is without a doubt the perfect price to pick up This Is the Police for, and if you've yet to give it a shot, I would give it a recommendation. There was a sequel release for this game, This Is the Police 2. That game also had its issues, so I would just stick to the first game for now, see how you like it, and then if you do really enjoy it, if you do really dig the premise, maybe check out This Is the Police 2 as well. Moving on from that, we have The Sims 4, which is down to $9.99. I don't think the PlayStation 4 has really been associated with The Sims, and The Sims has kind of fallen off a little bit. It's still prominent on PC. However, there was also a time where The Sims was popular on handhelds and consoles, but that time has seemingly passed a little bit. However, The Sims 4 is available on the PlayStation 4. Is it as good as the PC version? No, but it does make a somewhat decent transition over to the PlayStation 4. The only issue being is that this game has so much DLC available, albeit all of that is on sale, but you're talking a significant portion of The Sims 4 is stripped out of the game. But there's just so much more to delve into if you buy all of the DLC content, and if you want to delve into the DLC, well, that's gonna break the bank a little bit. Still, the base game available for just $9.99, that's a good price, and you still get a sizable amount of content for what you're paying, so I would give it a recommendation at this price point. Moving on from that, we have Prototype and Prototype 2. I wanted to give both these games a mention. Prototype 1 is down to $9.89, while Prototype 2 is down to $9.99. The first Prototype was released all the way back in 2009, and going back to 2009, if you remember when this game was released, there was a big rivalry going on between Prototype and Infamous. They were both these two open-world superhero games that were being released. Prototype was a multi-platform title, Infamous was an exclusive, and they were literally released like a month apart from one another, so they got a lot of direct comparisons. I think at the end of the day, the majority of people would agree that Infamous was the better game. But Prototype was also a very good game. It was a very empowering game where you just felt like a badass. However, I think the one thing that people will always note about the first Prototype is the visuals. The visuals leave a lot to be desired. Even back in 2009, people were saying, man, this looks like a good PS2 game at best. But if you can get past that, what you'll find in Prototype is a very fun open world game with a lot of chaotic mayhem. In my eyes, Prototype 2 is also a much better game than the first title. Both titles are worth playing through, and if you do plan on playing both games, I would recommend you to play the first game and then play the second game. They're not breaking the bank all too much, and they offer a decent amount of content. $9.89 for the first title, $9.99 for the second title. Again, I would recommend both, but I'll leave that decision making up to you guys. Moving on from that, Burnout Paradise Remastered is down to a measly $5.99. It is incredible to see how quickly this game has dropped in price, but hey, I will take it. Burnout Paradise was released all the way back in 2008, but it still holds up pretty well now in 2018. There are some dated game mechanics here, like if you complete a race, there's no option to actually try again. You have to go back to the point on the map and then restart the race from there. I think that's kind of annoying, and we've seen other open world racers like Forza Horizon remedy that issue. Unfortunately, that issue is still here in Burnout Paradise, but still, aside from that, what you'll find is a very fun arcade racer. I always associate the word fun with Burnout Paradise because that's what it is. Jumping in and playing it even for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, a half hour. And this is a game with a lot of content, so if you want to play for hours on end, it can definitely have you covered on that end as well. And now that it's available for $5.99, the remastered edition is pretty good. It is the time to check out Burnout Paradise Remastered if either you want to revisit the title or if you never played the game. It's a good buy on the PlayStation 4, especially considering we don't have a lot of great open world racing options. We don't have a Forza Horizon, and I will always be very upset about that, but hey, Burnout Paradise Remastered for $6 is definitely a good buy. Moving on from that, Gravity Rush Remastered is down to $8.99. You guys know how I feel about Gravity Rush. I think it's one of the most criminally underrated PlayStation franchises ever, probably the most underrated PlayStation franchise. I've talked very highly about Gravity Rush 2, but Gravity Rush 1 is also a very good game, initially designed for the PlayStation Vita, and then it made the transition over to the PS4 with this remastered version. Of course, it doesn't hold up to Gravity Rush 2 from a technical and content perspective, but what you'll find is still a very good game with those interesting gameplay mechanics. And the thing about Gravity Rush Remastered is they did release a physical version of this game, but that physical version is so expensive that you're much better off just buying this game digitally. And getting it for $8.99 is definitely a good buy. Another pretty content-filled game. You're gonna spend around 15 to 20 hours with the game. However, with Gravity Rush 2, if you want to do everything in that game, you're gonna be spending well over 20 hours, or closer to the 30 to 40 hour range. And that game is also on sale, a little bit more expensive at $11.99, but would easily give that a recommendation as well. And lastly, we have Just Cause 3 XXL Edition for $8.99. This includes Just Cause 3 as well as a ton of other content, and this is the version of Just Cause 3 to buy if you want the complete experience. The base Just Cause 3 game is also on sale. It's $5.99. You pay $3 more and you get so much more content on top of it, so I do think it's worth that additional $3. Just Cause 3 itself, I've talked a lot about this game, but fundamentally speaking, the content that's here in Just Cause 3 is very, very good. The issue, of course, with this game comes from a technical side. This game was an absolute train wreck on launch. We're talking long load times, the game crashing, bugs, glitches, you name it, this game had it as far as technical issues were concerned. Now, the game since its original 2015 release has been heavily updated. Is it perfect? Absolutely not, but it's a much better experience than what we had at launch. And if you just want that chaotic, no-nonsense open world game, Just Cause 3 will definitely have you covered. It's got a sizable amount of content, it is a lot of fun, and at this point, performance-wise, it is definitely playable. I was able to play through the entirety of the game on the PlayStation 4, but I'll tell you, I could definitely notice performance could be better. However, now that it's available for $8.99, especially with the XXL edition, now's a great time to finally check out Just Cause 3. I know we recently had the release of Just Cause 4, but that game from a content standpoint isn't all too great, and it's still going for its hefty price of $59.99, so stick to Just Cause 3 for now. Down the line, if Just Cause 4 does go on sale for $30 or less, pick it up then. Oh, that's gonna conclude this video. 10 more great deals available as a part of the PlayStation Store's holiday sale. A lot of week 2 deals, some week 1 deals in there as well. Specifically, Burnout Paradise Remastered, Gravity Rush Remastered, and Just Cause 3 XXL were a part of the week 1 deals. They're just carrying on over to the remainder of the sale, but a lot of new great deals introduced as well. So check out all of these deals, and that's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.